Hey everyone, today's video is going to be an update on all of the different projects that I've talked about on this channel. So I know that I've gone through quite a number of projects, but I haven't actually invested in all of them, or I have invested in all of them, but I've actually reallocated more resources to some other projects that I see are doing better, and I've actually pulled out a lot of funds from the projects that I see are not doing very well at all. So today's video is more of just an update of my portfolio allocation. And again, I just started investing in cryptocurrency this March of this year, so I'm very new to this. This channel was really just a way for me to document what I have been doing personally, but in no way is this financial advice. Again, please do your own research. This is the internet. Anybody can upload a video and talk about their own experiences, but of course everybody's experience is going to be a little bit different. So this is just what I have been doing with my money. Please do not follow it to the T, because obviously we're all built differently, and yeah, just please do your own research. I'm not a financial advisor again. So anyways, let's begin today's video, and I wanted to start off with the first project that I know many of you have been asking me about, which is the BDollar Finance. So this was actually quite a nice project in the beginning because it was an algorithmic stablecoin, and for those of us who wanted something that didn't move around a whole lot, I thought that this would be a really great project to be invested into. Unfortunately, even though this project looked really good on paper and it made sense how they used their regulations and the bonds in order to adjust the circulating supply and to be able to keep the BDO or the BDollar at $1, a stable $1, it just didn't work in actual, and you can see that BDO has actually just kept falling. And I think this is because human nature, we tend to panic whenever, like for instance, the crypto markets start to go down. Everybody will start pulling out their funds out of these DeFi projects, and I don't think this project has really recovered ever since the last fall of on April 26 or April 25, 26, when we saw Bitcoin crash down to 42. I mean, well, it's not really a crash, but I guess it could be considered a crash. So ever since then, this has not really recovered, and I've taken out all of my money from this. I might put it in maybe in the future, but for now, I just feel that this project is not something that I really want to be invested in. So I did try buying their bonds, and the way that this project works is that you can redeem their bonds every time this BDO price goes beyond $1 in order to make this deflationary. Unfortunately, this actually never hit $1 ever again, ever since I invested. So I just decided to take a loss and move my money elsewhere. Okay, moving on to the next project, which is Goose Finance. And I really liked Goose Finance at first. I did an entire video in which I put $2,000 into this BUSD nest. And the reason why I was attracted to Goose Finance is they were one of the few DeFi projects that offered single assets, and I thought that this would be a really good project at the time. But unfortunately, the price of their egg token, in which they pay you interest, just has been going down, and it's really not recovered. I mean, this has recovered a little bit. It will go to about $20, $24, and then it'll drop back down to $13. So it's just not really doing well, and I think a lot of the projects that this team has done has not really taken off. I mean, they've tried to do this vault, the layered farming. None of it has taken off, and I really think that's because their token itself, all of the tokenomics, they just really don't have any utility value. And I find that the team behind this project in particular is a little bit cheeky in the way that they answer or do their Twitter posts, so it was a little bit of a turn off for me. But anyways, I was able to get back my initial deposit fee, and I did make a little bit of money from this project, so it wasn't a total loss. I mean, I didn't lose anything. They have actually reduced their deposit fee to 1.5%. At the time that I actually had my money staked in here, it was at 4%, and basically this is the fee that they take off every time you put in money. So I put in $2,000 into this BUSD pool, and right away they took off $80, and that took me quite a while to actually make back, especially since at the time the egg token just kept falling in value. So this is a project that overall I think has just left a bad taste in my mouth. I'm just really happy that I did not invest in this layered farming, because I've heard of a lot of horror stories of people investing in this layered farming and losing the entire value of whatever they invest in this. Moving on, I talked about linear finance, and I will do an update video on this. I've not pulled out my money from this project. I actually do think that this project will do well long term. Although the LINA token has really fallen in value, and therefore my pledge ratio has fallen again, and I'm unable to actually claim any of the rewards. So you can actually just stake your LINA tokens in the linear finance protocol and actually earn some staking rewards, and the rewards are pretty good. If I'm not mistaken, it's around 80% APY, so I'm like, I might as well just keep my LINA tokens in here for now while I wait for the value of LINA to go up. I actually did buy some more LINA during the recent dip, so I think the price dipped down to around 8 cents, and I thought that was a really good buy, so I bought a little bit more, and then I also put it in here. Unfortunately, my pledge ratio is still down, so I am unable to claim the rewards. But the nice thing about this is that the rewards do not disappear, so it just keeps adding every single week. If I don't claim it this week, next week there will still be additional rewards, and this number will just keep going up. Also, the staking rewards are locked in for 1 year, so you can see that I have a locked value right here of 152 LINA, and I will not be able to get that up until the 1 year locking period is finished. So that's okay. I guess I will just leave my money in this project for now. This one is more of a long-term hold for me. The only thing that I find I can't really figure out is this liquids and debt. Actually, it's this debt. So I always thought that debt is supposedly 20% of whatever your balance is, but I find that my debt to liquid ratio has actually been changing a lot, and I know there is a certain algorithm or there's a mathematical formula in which they compute your debt, but I find that this debt value just keeps going up. So even though I was able to use the 20% in terms of what they lend to you every time you stake your LINA, they allow you to build LUSD. So I was able to use that and try it out in the exchange. I was really lucky. I bought I think the Binance coin. Yeah, I showed that in the previous video. And then I also went back and I bought some Uniswap. So Binance coin has already doubled in value. Uniswap has been doing really well as well. So I'm pretty happy that my liquids, in terms of the value of my portfolio in the linear exchange, it has gone up, but my debt has also been going up. So I'm not exactly sure how they come up with this number, and debt is the amount that you need to pay back in order to unstake all of your LINA rewards. So I'm going to figure this out in the future. I will probably just do an entire update video on this. I just have to do a little bit more research still about this project. But in terms of where my money is sitting, it's just sitting in here for now. And yeah, I'm just going to hold this long term. The last project that I've actually taken out my money from, which I was heavily invested into, is actually Pancake Swap. And don't get me wrong here, I still have my cake tokens, so I've kept all of the cake tokens. I'm just not staking it into this farm because there are other projects that offer higher APYs, and I will talk about that in a little bit. So why I took out all of my money from this is more of I just got really confused. So recently they had an LP token migration, and you had to take out all of your liquidity from the different farms. And I did that on the first day that they announced this, and then I put it into their new liquidity pool, and then they said that they were having some sort of error and you would have to unstake everything again. So I ended up unstaking everything again, and I thought, never mind, I'm just going to wait up until they fix things correctly. And then after I thought about it, I might as well just keep everything in single assets instead of staking them into liquidity pools and suffering from impermanent loss. So I used to have everything staked in this Cake BNB pool as well as this BUSD BNB pool. And you know, I was suffering from a lot of impermanent loss, especially with this, and the price of BNB just keep going up and skyrocketing. It just doesn't make sense to have it in like a liquidity pair. So I decided, never mind, I'm going to keep everything as single assets and just look for other projects in which I could stake single assets. So that's what I did here, and I just decided that I would move all of the single assets and stake them in other DeFi projects. Okay, so moving on to the projects in which I actually do have some tokens staked in. The first one is Beefy Finance, and Beefy Finance is a yield aggregator. So I've actually moved all of my Cake tokens onto Beefy Finance, and I find that this is not the best APY, but it is pretty stable. And I started with Beefy Finance, so I just decided that I would keep everything in Beefy Finance, and I've literally just forgotten about it actually. So when I withdrew everything from Pancake Swap, I had a lot of Cake tokens available, and then I just put them all into Beefy Finance just by pressing deposit all. And they do have a 0.1% deposit fee, but with their APY you actually make back that 0.1% quite quickly. So I think it takes less than a day. If not, it takes about 1 day to make back that 0.1%. So I have no problem paying that deposit fee. It's so much cheaper than Goose Finance, which just takes off way too much, and it just takes too long in order to recover your initial investment. So this one, I know that there are some projects that actually offer better APYs in terms of the Cake token, but because I had invested in this project since the beginning, I just wanted to put all of my Cake tokens in something that I was familiar with. Although now I would say that if you do have some Cake tokens, I wouldn't necessarily invest it into Beefy Finance, because there are a lot of other DeFi projects that offer you better value for your Cake tokens. I'm just doing this because it makes my life easier. I know that it's here, and in my mind it's just registered in that block of memory that all my Cake tokens are staked into Beefy Finance, as well as the value of my Cake token has already increased quite dramatically. So I was buying Cake at around $12. I think recently when I checked on Binance, the Cake token has already ballooned up to $40. So I'm very, very happy. Not only am I getting this APY, but at the same time the value of your deposit or the value of your token has gone up quite a bit. So yeah, Cake is something that I'm very bullish about, and I am pretty happy with how it has been performing so far. So all my Cake tokens are in Beefy Finance. Another thing about Beefy Finance is they do also offer like single assets for like the Binance coin or the wrap Binance coin. I just didn't put it into here because I found that since I hadn't staked anything yet into here, I would look for another project that has much higher returns in terms of the APY. So the next project that I am invested in is Value DeFi, and this is by far my most favorite project. I just really like the team behind this, and I have a very funny story about this project, in which when I first invested into Value DeFi, this was the very first project that I invested into. I was very new to the world of cryptocurrency. I didn't realize that tokens can actually drop quite a bit in value. So when I got into this project, the vBSWAP price was around $20,000. and it went down to $15,000. I thought it would go back up. I never knew that things can just drop really like a rock. It dropped all the way down to $900, and yeah, I just basically lost 70% of my portfolio. But the reason why this is still my favorite project, despite losing all of that money, is number one, I was able to make back everything and I am now currently sitting on profit. But more importantly is that the team behind this project is absolutely amazing. Like, I feel that they are a very young team, but at the same time, even though they do have a lot of small mistakes, they've been able to learn from them, and they've been able to address it very, very swiftly, as well as I find that this team is very transparent. So kudos to this team. They're absolutely amazing. I really think that this project has a lot of potential, and you can see that the total value locked is actually growing every day, and I think that's just because the team behind this project is really working hard. So they've been able to bring in a lot of new partnerships, they've been able to put in a lot of new features into this DeFi project as well. They've actually put in so many features that it gets a little bit confusing, but I'm going to go through the ones that I personally am invested in. So anyways, I will show you guys exactly what I am investing in this project. So if we go over to vSafe is just like Beefy Finance, in which it auto compounds everything for you. I have money staked in this Iron BUSD pool. The only thing I will say about this project is that don't believe these APYs. It's not true. I mean, it is true, but they compute it based on 1 year. So you have to actually have your money in for 1 year. And Iron is a stable coin as well. I mean, well, it's an algorithmic stable coin, although it has been doing better than the BDollar. It hasn't really fluctuated too much in terms of its value. But I invested around $1,000 into this, and now it is still sitting at $1,088 even after a month. And if this was a true APY, this should be a lot higher. But the thing is, this Iron BUSD contract actually locks in some of your rewards. So the rewards, you won't be able to unlock all of them unless you keep your money in for a significant amount of time. So just be wary of these APYs and daily APYs if you're not planning to invest for the long term being, like, for this project is at least 4 months. Other projects are about 1 year. So even though you are able to withdraw, you won't be able to get the full amount of interest that you have earned. So yeah, just be wary about that if you are investing in their vSafe. The one that I had invested in before is this vBSWAP BNB, and that is because I was stuck with my vBSWAP tokens. But I think I did buy a little bit more in order to average in. And once I was happy with the amount of liquidity that I had from this vBSWAP BNB pool, I actually decided to move it over to vFarm. And the nice thing about vFarm is that you can just claim your rewards whenever you want. And then the only time that I will take this vBSWAP and claim the rewards is when the value of vBSWAP has fallen, and then I will stake it into the vStake pool. And this is actually my favorite feature. This is a new feature in this Value DeFi protocol, and this vBSWAP pool is absolutely amazing. So you can stake your vSwap tokens and you will be entitled to get some of their daily profit. So this is the reason why I really like this vStake pool. And everything is paid out in wrapped BNB and BUSD. So you don't get some useless coin or some coin that might fluctuate too much in value. You actually get something that's stable, which is the BUSD or the Binance US dollar, and then wrapped BNB, which everybody knows by now that Binance has been just really killing it and going up in value. So I am very happy with this. And actually what I did is the money that I had invested in Goose Finance, so I finally took everything out of Goose Finance and then I moved it all over to Value DeFi. So on my other Value DeFi, you can see that I have deposited, well, I was able to buy the vBSWAP price. So you want to wait for this price to actually go down a little bit so that you're also making money on the token itself. I think I got in at around 1,400, and then I changed all of the BUSD that I had from Goose Finance, and I changed it into vBSWAP. It's already gone up in value. I might have put in a little bit more money, so I put in like the $2,000 from the Goose Finance plus a little bit more from profits of other DeFi projects. And every few days or so, or every week, I just come here and then I just claim the BUSD and the wrap BNB rewards. So this is really, really amazing. I'm so happy that I was able to find this and invest in this pool. So what you want to do is, if you are planning to invest in this, wait for the vBSWAP price to go down a little bit. So this actually fluctuates between 1.4 and about 2,000. The lower that you can get this price, the better for you, because of course you will have a larger share of the pool. And yeah, I was able to get in at 1.4. I think I also got some at 1.5, and I'm quite happy that the vBSWAP price has actually increased after that. But I think it's pretty stable already, and it's not doing major swings anymore. I mean, you're not going to see it go from like $20,000 all back down to 900. I think it's going to be just pretty stable around the 1.4 to the 2,000 level. So yeah, that's pretty good, and I'm very happy with this project. The last project that I have invested in, and this is a project that I actually haven't talked about on my channel also, is Pancake Bunny. And I'm pretty happy with this project as well because you can stake single assets. Oh, by the way, if you guys are wondering why I had two different vBSWAPs and I had different amounts on both vBSWAP, it's because I have two different wallets, and I just like to separate some of my wallets just so it's just another layer of security, just so that I don't have too much money in one wallet. So that's the reason why, yeah, I've been switching between browsers as well. So anyways, the reason why I like Pancake Bunny is that they do offer single assets as well. So this is the Binance pool, and then down here, Cake offers really, really good returns. I just didn't want to move anything out of Beefy Finance. I just wanted to leave it in Beefy Finance because I get kind of confused whenever I'm moving things around too much. But if you have some Cake which you do not have staked into anything just yet, I would say that this is probably one of the best APYs that I have seen so far out of the DeFi projects. If you have some Bunny tokens, you can stake it as well. And then moving down here, they're single assets. So if you have some Ethereum, Bitcoin, US dollar, and BUSD, if you just want to make interest on stable coins, I think these returns are pretty good. And so far what I've seen is the Bunny token is actually quite stable, and it's been going up in value, unlike Goose Finance. So I wouldn't mind earning some Bunny tokens from this. I actually do have some BUSD staked so far. I just did it about a week ago, so you guys have an idea on how much you can make from this. It's not a whole lot, but I mean, it's stable. So I invested $1,110 into this pool, and so far it has become $1,119, and I did this about 5 days ago. And every time you deposit, there is a fee, so you have to keep it in for at least 3 days before you start to take out your money. So my strategy is actually I put everything into Value DeFi, exactly like what I said previously. And then as this grows bigger, I claim the rewards. And then these rewards, the wrap BNB and the BUSD, is what I have been staking into this Pancake Bunny. And in that way, everything is always working and everything is always gaining a little bit more interest. So that is it for this video. I do hope that was helpful. I'm sorry this video is a little bit long, but I did want to cover all of the different portfolio allocations that I've done and all of the different DeFi projects that I have talked about on this channel. So I hope that also helps clear things up in terms of where my money is currently staked, or where I believe, which projects I believe are really, really good to invest in long term. But as always, please do your own research. Everything that I've talked about on this channel is really from my own personal experience, and like I said, I am still just really learning about the crypto world, so I will have some mistakes as well. I mean, that's part of being human, and that's part of learning and growing. So take everything that I say in my videos with a grain of salt. Although I do know that, especially if you are new to investing in cryptocurrency, it is nice to see what other people are doing. It may not be the same experience for you. You may have a completely different experience, but it's nice to be able to build on the past experiences of others. So anyways, have a great day, have a great week, everyone. I do hope that Bitcoin is going to go to the 60K, 70K target. I've heard that a lot of YouTubers are talking about the 70 to 80K target next. And yeah, I hope that it will pull up all of our portfolios and we will all make money together. Anyways, guys, have a great week, and I will see all of you in the next video. Bye-bye.